Hi Taurus, so this will be for your December scope. Whatever comes up is what we'll talk about, whether it be love or work or your spiritual path, anything. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, check your rising moon and Venus signs. There may be messages for you there, okay? All right, so for Taurus, by the book and community. All right. So by the book is about literally doing things by the book, very structured, routine, kind of following along. And then community. This is about your soul family, getting encouragement from people that you can lean on when times are tough. All right. Taurus. Loyal heart, yeah. So do you see how there's two owls represented here? They usually represent wisdom. So this can be some type of like soulmate relationship. Soulmates don't necessarily have to be romantic, okay? They certainly can be, but also friends or people in your soul family can be obviously soulmates also. And then owls again with a deep knowing. There's something that you have realized something about a soulmate type relationship in your life. Let's see if we can get more information. So protection and community again. Yeah, loyal heart and deep knowing. Protection, this is about, this oak tree is very strong, and do you see how there's lightning coming down and it can't even face this strength that it's getting from the roots? And then here we have community, which talks about the redwood trees. How they communicate with each other is through the roots. So rooting is really like grounding is really being represented for you here. Let's see. Power, again with the lightning. Wow, that's like a surgence of power. Let me see how this reading unfolds. I'm taking it several ways. And then truth. I was going to say, this card always reminds me of the Ace of Swords, which is like an epiphany, a realization of you reclaiming your power. And then I just looked at the overall energy and yeah, truth. Let me get some more information. Storm warning, again with the lightning. Wow. And angel of balance. There's some heavy emotions in this reading, Taurus. Heavy emotions. There's something that you either learned or understanding. So air and roots are really being represented here. And the collective has just gone through like a total upgrade from the root chakra all the way to the crown chakra. And there's crowns reflected here too. So I feel like you are just like having this surgence of like power for all the way from the root to the crown. Like a total, there's a lot of stuff going on in this reading. Let me see. This is a very powerful reading. Door to romance at the heart of the reading, door to romance. So this does have to do with a romantic connection, okay? There's someone that you may have met someone that's causing you to feel this like surgence of power, or you had a realization about self, or just through your connections with people in the community. It's like before you were doing things by the book, like following things exactly as you thought that they should be. And there's something that came in suddenly and unexpectedly and like shook up your whole world in a good way. Appreciation. So this card is awesome because there are several other cards depicted in this deck where the lady is behind a gate with the door closed, or one, she has the door open, but she's not yet leaving the garden. In this garden, there is no gate, and she's holding the rose. It's like you've discovered something about yourself. It's almost like it could even be that you realized you were your own soulmate. And there's like this surgence of power within you for this. And that's helping to unlock the key. Interesting. Let's see. Let me get a spirit animal. Cat spirit, claim your independence. Yeah, you're your own soulmate. And frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Clear out the clutter. Yeah, you've been working on your internal garden, and there's a lot of growth and like self-actualization represented here, and you're starting to learn to appreciate yourself, which was previously blocking your heart space. Dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Yeah, this is about unconditional love. Maybe you felt this recently. You felt what unconditional love actually feels like, and it just opened the floodgates for you. It unlocked this for sure. This is the heart of the reading. But also loyalty, loyal heart and dog spirit. It's like you had an epiphany about something, like a shock of truth that just completely changed the way that you view love. And hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. Yeah, you're being guided, no question. And again, with the air, it's like roots and air. You're getting like a total upgrade of all the chakras. It's been going through the collective, so I'm not surprised, but none of the readings have reflected it like this. Interesting. It may have had something to do with the moon cycles that you had this. But yeah, you had a huge epiphany about, what my sense is that you had a huge epiphany about what unconditional love actually is. And it unlocked your heart space. That's my sense. And hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. You're seeing things differently now. It changed your perspective on a lot of things, on a lot of relationships in particular in the community, where before you were just kind of doing things by the book. But whatever this epiphany that you had, I feel like it was about the definition of true unconditional love. And you have this deep knowing, and you're starting to see things differently in the community and appreciating different things now that you understand the definition of what loyalty actually is, not perceived to be in the community. You're seeing all of this, just like, now you're kind of, the sense that I'm getting when I'm holding this card is like, you're kind of sitting back watching with your new definition and appreciation of self, just kind of like, I see you. What an awesome feeling that I'm getting with this reading. It's very, very empowering. Rescue, you're seeing. That was definitely what I was sensing with this hawk spirit, but also you're being guided, but also you're seeing now what's truly in alignment. Because see how there's these rainbows coming out of the smokestack? You're like, I'm just sitting, right before this card came up, I'm like, I feel like you're just sitting back watching, like, I see you, I see your true colors now, right? Of what loyalty is represented several times here. Loyal heart and be loyal to what you love. This definitely has to do with your connections with people in the community, and you just sitting back with your new understanding about this and just being like, I see you now. Interesting. With a deep knowing, just sitting back knowing. Wow, 3 wanted to come out. Okay. Spirit of place. Yeah, so this is in regard to being in alignment, mind, body, soul, progressing on your spiritual path. All the details, seeing all the details. This is about planning and strategizing. You may be dealing with a Pisces, you don't have to be. But the moon card is reflected here, which represents fear and intuition. I feel like your fear is like you're not fearful of this anymore. Your whole perspective on love changed. That's my sense. Whereas before you were kind of feeling left out, waiting for someone to rescue you, that rescue card, not really listening into your intuition. This is actually the sense that I'm getting from this in reverse. You're not going to let fear hold you back from being loyal to what you love anymore. You unlocked your caged heart. Wow. This is an intense reading. Because you realize that unconditional love is truth. Unconditional love is truth. And you're seeing all the times that forgiveness was right under that as I was saying that. You're seeing all the times that you either self-sabotaged or allowed your healthy boundaries to be crossed by people who weren't acting from a place of unconditional love. And you're working on this, not only with self, but on people around you in the community. You realize what this is now. It's like you thought you knew before, but you had a sudden epiphany and you were like, oh yeah, that's not what I thought love was. This is actually the definition of love. That's the truth. That's the truth that you figured out, and that's what you want to start being loyal to. You're not going to let fear or feeling left out or waiting to be rescued hold you back anymore. Wow, this reading's incredible. For new beginning, right under that, new beginnings, definitely. You see it. You see the bigger picture. Particularly in regard to people in your community and what your heart is loyal to. Like, huge message here. Since the sense I'm getting of this is in reverse, you may have stopped dealing with someone who was a Pisces. But yeah, going forward for that new beginning, all you're doing right now is just planning and strategizing. Planning and strategizing. Watching, planning, strategizing. There's something that you're leaving behind in your head. You're stepping into your power. You're stepping into your power, which comes from here. You unlocked this, 100%. You're not going to be stuck here anymore. You're not going to be stuck here anymore. You know the paths that lead here now. You see it clearly. This is also in reverse. You're making all the necessary arrangements to not end up back here again. You're leaving that fear behind and starting to listen to your intuition. And as I was saying, the moon card was coming up again. I feel like there was that full moon in Taurus that we had that had really affected you and kind of sparked a lot of these this insight, and it's just kind of been snowballing in the best way possible since then. Yeah, right under that, as I was saying that, building blocks, that's exactly what is, I was saying snowball effect, but yeah, you're building up, right? For this, milk and honey, you know the true definition of abundance now. It comes from here and from being loyal to what you love, right? Unconditional love. Yeah, yang, healing the masculine energy. Healing the masculine energy. Those just keep coming off the bottom. Wow, Taurus, this is an incredible reading. Healing that distorted masculine energy so you don't keep ending up back here. You know the paths that get you here now. You're not going back, I can tell. Wow. Let's clarify with some tarot. Yeah. Watching and observing, Page of Swords, that's what I was saying. Watching, observing, learning, all right? And then heartbreak. Why was I always ending up back here in regard to romance in the past? You see clearly now, and you're being guided. You know why now, is my sense. You had a sudden epiphany about this. There also may have been something that happened that caused this, and you helped you to learn the true definition of unconditional love. All right. Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, yep. I'll go over these in just, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You had a total perspective shift. That was what I said, right? Your perspective just flipped. Look at the overall energy at the bottom of the deck. The Hanged Man, a complete perspective shift. Yeah. This is about a surrender. This is about being vulnerable, to hear the messages from the divine. You're being guided. It's only when we're in this state can we understand the guidance, right? We have to shift our perspective and be vulnerable. It's the only way. So Queen of Pentacles, you may be being, well, obviously you're an earth sign, but you may be dealing with another earth sign or an air sign. Potentially there are a lot of, it's like a lot of earth and air reflected in this, but also working on your finances. The Queen of Pentacles is very like nurturing, very generous. So we all embody masculine and feminine energy. So if you're a feminine energy watching this, you may also be dealing with the masculine air sign who's also working on healing their feminine energy. It's almost like you guys are mirroring, right? But also if you're masculine watching this, you may be dealing with another female earth sign, okay? But it could just be someone that you see as like has their stuff together, you know, financially stable, very generous, very giving, very loving, very like motherly. And then power clarified by Eight of Pentacles. This also has to do about work, okay? But also perfecting your craft in regard to your mind, your being in alignment, mind, body, truth. Sorry, I said that funny. Being in your divine truth, mind, body, soul. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. That's what this is, being in alignment. That's powerful. When you're in that, that's what this is representing. That's what the words that I used when I said this card, right? That's reflected here. Okay. And then door to romance, King of Cups. So you may be dealing with a water sign also, but this is also about being the master of your emotions. Being the master of your emotions. You unlock that cage for sure. Wow. Dog spirit, being loyal to what you love. That is like the Knight of Pentacles. He always does what he says, always. He's the slowest knight, but he always does what he says. Always. Yeah, and then Nine of Wands. So you're pretty beat up from all these events, but you're still going. And I feel like, again, you were in this place of like fear and constantly getting back in this spot, but you figured out how to keep going. You figured out a strategy of how to keep going, because it's like you've done a lot of work. There's still a little bit to go. You're pretty beat up, but you're almost at the finish line. This is amazing. Okay, let me get, let's see. I'm gonna do Island Time Wellness Oracle. Engagement ring, engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. So there is a completion of a cycle indicated here, because on this card, number 10, that is the completion of a cycle. All right. But also engagement ring and loyal heart. So this does have to do with partnerships. I feel like it has to do with your commitments, like your definition of what it means to be truly committed. Again, your definition of unconditional love completely shifted. And then the butterfly, relationship ending to the next, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child, and growth. Yeah, there is some massive growth for you here, or there will be in December. I feel like some of it has happened already, but it's going to amplify going into December. But yeah, this is a transformative process. You're like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, right? It's like once you realize that definition of unconditional love, it changes your whole view on the world. In regard to partnerships, commitments, all of that is evolving for you. Loyalty. loyalty, right? Based in unconditional love. Heartbroken. That Three of Swords came out earlier. So there may have been someone that you thought was loyal to you, and there was a lesson that you needed to learn from that relationship. I get the sense you learned the lesson and you're running with it. Yeah, this also has to do with self-indulgence, because how we treat ourselves is a reflection of our self-worth. All right, so self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. Again, with that appreciation card, you're learning more about self-love as well. That's where this power and being in alignment with your divine truth, mind, body, soul is coming in, and that's what that card is clarifying, this row. So self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. This is going to be a heavy focus for you if it hasn't already. Feeling to appreciate itself. Right under that is Healer of the Ages. Yeah, you're healing. This all has to do with healing. There was something that happened, or you had a sudden epiphany, or had a sudden epiphany because of something that happened. It just completely shifted your definition of love and what it means to be loyal. And under that, Two of Cups. Yeah. Divine soul connection union. Yeah. This is like this, right? That loyal heart, those two owls, deep knowing. Deep knowing. You had a complete perspective shift. The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Yeah, so again, I feel like there was something that happened in a relationship that you just learned a huge spiritual lesson, and you're just running with it. It's fantastic. It's helping you to master your emotions, for sure. Date. Meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan, set a date. This has to do with being loyal to what you love, being more in alignment, okay? Being more in alignment. It's a slow and steady process, but it will happen. Okay. Being loyal to what you love. Yeah. It's just getting back out there. Yeah, I was about to ask for a clarification card on this Queen of Pentacles, heartbroken, and it said not enough. So I feel like there was a relationship that ended in the recent past, and now you're focusing on all this self-care, and you learn the true definition of unconditional love, and you're going to be putting yourself back out there soon. That's kind of the sense that I'm getting. Frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, and jealousy. So all of that was being healed. That may have been, some of the attributes that were in that last relationship that you were with, but that relationship served a purpose. It was so that you could learn this lesson. Once you surrendered, everything changed. Now, this. Two of Cups. Wow. This is an incredible reading. So yeah, you're being guided. Listen to the messages from the multiverse. The King of Cups also just kind of sits back and watches. He's very in tune with his emotions, and I feel like you got this. And you're not going back here anymore. You're done with that. Great reading, Taurus. So I hope that helped you in some way, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great month. Bye.